as we go out to a nice dinner. Just knowing that the great, wonderful, talented, Hall of Fame, honorable, all those words. Just I adore this man. Greg Papa will join us once again for another season of San Francisco 49ers football. Mr. Papa, it's Dave, it's Jason. Welcome back. Good morning, sir.
Wow. David, Jason, what an intro. So great to be back with you. So what you're saying is the end of the year, the last time we did it,
yeah.
It was kind of like the Jimmy Garoppolo press conference on February the 1st when he ended it with see ya.
Yeah.
Nice knowing you guys.
Yeah.
And, but you knew I was coming back. You knew that Italian. You knew that Italian was coming back. We didn't know Garoppolo was coming back.
No,
but and I'm watching him in practice. He's ready to go for Sunday. And Trey, we'll get into depth where he's at as a thrower, as a runner. His ball handling, his footwork has really impressed me this week on the practice field. But I just, we've done this, David. I know how much you love Niners football. And they've been close. I mean, 7 minutes and 13 seconds away. Groundhog's Day night of 2020 after the 2019 season. And Kansas City runs on a 3rd and 15, 2-3 chip jet wasp. And Tyreek Hill gets open and boom. They're like the Warriors. Steph Curry makes the three and now you can't stop them. And you wind up having your heart broken. And then last year, wow. I mean, just going to the fourth quarter of the championship game up 10. Sean McVay, last play of the third quarter, runs a flea flicker to a tight end screen. Who does that? Well, the 49ers actually had that play with George Kittle. But, and then Cooper Kupp goes crazy and you can't stop him. And at the end of that game, I thought Jimmy was gone. I got to say, I didn't want him to leave. I wanted him to stay, but I thought he was gone. But independent of the quarterback position, and when you watch the game last night, and boy, Buffalo they just buffaloed the Rams. I mean, there were so many factors. Why? But Josh Allen played nearly a flawless game, even though his teammates were turning the ball over incessantly, especially in the first half. And boy, Matthew Stafford looks to me like he's guiding the ball and he's not ripping it. So it ultimately comes down to quarterback play. But everything around the quarterback, this team is loaded. This is the best 49er team, and you tell me how far are we going back. And I think man for man, independent of the quarterback position, this team is deeper, more talented than the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
Who we saw last night go in there and rout the Rams. So I say it's on. I'm back, and I'm excited, and I'll begin Sunday, and this could be a special year, guys.
Well, then obviously that's the position of most importance. You talked about Josh Allen. He was dynamite last night. So let's go to the Niners' choice. They've going with Trey Lance. He is the guy. As he gets started, I'm sure the Bears and every team they play right away are going to show him everything. Greg, how ready is he to be the quarterback of what looks to be a loaded team?
Well, as far as the readiness mentally, I think he's extraordinarily prepared, Jason, from the standpoint. He didn't play a lot of college football. He's a one-and-done guy. 1 year, North Dakota State, one game the next year with the pandemic. So you would think as far as seeing the field and being able to decipher NFL defenses. And the Bears have made a mat change. Matt Nagy is no longer their head coach. Eberflus is the new head coach. He comes from the Colts, where they were a great defense. Now, he had better players there. He's got good players here. Roquan Smith's a good linebacker. Robert Quinn, Eddie Jackson. They got some young defensive backs. The safety Brisker will take your head off, who were number 9 on Sunday. But he does confuse you because he plays Lovie Smith, Tampa 2 stuff, and then he goes into more man-free on third down. But that's what he did with the Colts, so you don't know what he's going to do. I think Trey is advanced as far as seeing the field. And with the young quarterbacks, that's the first thing you think of. Can they see it? And frankly, what frustrates the 49ers with Jimmy is sometimes he does not see the field. He does not. He throws into a buzz linebacker, or he'll just flat out miss where the ball should go. Sometimes it's not where they threw the ball, it's where they did not throw the ball. So Trey's advanced that way. But the concern with Trey, he sees it. Can he get it there? Does he have the accuracy to execute the throw? And that's a work in progress, frankly. He misses a lot of throws. He misses a lot of throws in practice. He misses in the games. He comes right back and he hits the next one sometimes, but he does miss throws. And, if you miss throws, you don't convert on third down. Jimmy was so good that way. And as far as Josh Allen, when he came into the NFL, and I loved his body and how strong he was at Wyoming, but he missed a lot of throws in his career early. Even coming out of college, his first couple of years with the Bills, he would miss that check down in the right flat or left flat all the time. It's a simple safety valve. Just hit the back. And he'd throw it low behind him all over the place. And a lot of his low completion percentage stuff in college was also, even early in the pros, was he throw the ball so deep down the field. And those are hard to complete. But now look at Josh Allen. He hits everything. And he's extraordinary. So can you become more accurate? Yes, different people, you get different answers on that. Rich Gannon, who became one of the most accurate throwers in the history of the NFL, was not very accurate when he first started years and years ago with the Vikings. He got accurate when he was a Raider. So is Trey ever going to be Drew Brees accuracy and hit 75 to 80% of his throws? I don't know. But he's going to, I think it's hard to say what he's going to be 4 or 5 years down the line. I think right here and now, he's going to miss some, but he's going to hit a lot. He's kind of like modern baseball. And I know they're changing all the rules today in baseball, but he's got a lot of swing and miss in his game, but he's got a lot of buggy whip and launch angle and home run. So I think you'll see the bottom line is, Jason, I think the 49ers will still score 30-plus points a game.
Oh, wow.
They just may do it differently than Jimmy Garoppolo's team that would, matriculate the ball right down the field and do it with long drives. They may go 3 and out and come back the next drive and 3 plays, score a touchdown.
Greg Papa joining us, voice of the San Francisco 49ers. And one of the millions of reasons we love having you on, Greg, is there's all the noise in the media. And I know you don't claim to be literally sitting in the locker room with your finger on the pulse, but I think you have a finger on the pulse as good or better than anyone. So with the Trey Lance thing, the team captains, he isn't one. Jimmy Garoppolo re-signed in the locker room. You made a big deal, and Eric Armstead, who joined us last year, made a big deal out of how much this locker room loved and revered Jimmy Garoppolo. So brass tacks, is it really a distraction, annoyance, whatever for Trey Lance, or how do you read the whole re-signing Jimmy thing?
Well, explain this to me. So it's a bad thing to have a great guy in your locker room? How's that a bad thing? Yeah. And also, Trey Lance reveres him probably more than anybody because Trey Lance was around him last year, and I saw it. Jimmy and Trey's a great young man as well. I don't know Trey's mom and dad. I do know Jimmy's and his brothers, and they're just the salts of the earth. We're flying to Chicago in a couple of hours. They're quintessential Chicagoland. They're just those kind of people. They're just, and if you step out of line, his brothers are going to put him back in line, or his father. I've seen it. So Jimmy's just that kind of guy. He's such a good person. So my thing was, who do I want in the quarterback room to develop Trey Lance as a teammate? Take Kyle Shanahan, Brian Griese, Clay Kubiak, the coaches out of it. Just as a teammate, who's the best guy to have in the room with him to learn Kyle Shanahan's offense? Well, it's Jimmy Garoppolo. There's no doubt. Now, Jimmy's a good player, and I think, had he gone to camp and had his shoulder not been hurt, there'd be a legitimate debate over which should play. That's not the case right now because Jimmy's behind. Jimmy, today will be his 5th practice with the team. He had one the Thursday before Labor Day weekend. He had one Labor Day Monday. He had one Wednesday, yesterday, and today. That's it. I think he's got a handle on it, but not like Trey does. Trey's been here for months. He's never left, and some of the terminology has changed. So, but I think it's a win-win in all regards. The one thing that's going to come up is there will be a game, and maybe Sunday. I don't know if Jimmy's quite ready for that. But that's up to the head coach. If there's any position change you can make to help your football team win the game, and you think it'll make enough of a difference to make that change, that's your job. That's what you're paid to do. So if he has to change the left guard, he'll change the left guard. If you have to change the free safety, he'll change the free safety. If he has to change the quarterback to jumpstart the team and flip momentum in a game or do something strategically different against a specific opponent, he will do that. And if he does do that, the rest of the world's just got to not freak out. It happens. It's possible Jimmy comes in off the bench and saves the team in a week and then goes back and he's the backup the next week and Trey goes right back in. And then that happens again. Or they flip it. Who knows? To me, these are 2 guys, Dave, that do get hurt. Jimmy, unfortunately, has a history of getting hurt. And Trey got hurt multiple times last year. The finger, the knee. He didn't play a lot of football, essentially played 10 quarters, and he had a whole assortment of injuries. So, and he's a running quarterback. He will run. So to me, your strength in numbers is you want to be deep at every spot. I was talking to John Lynch the other day, and I said, if quarterback is the most important position in American sport, correct? Mm-hmm. Where do you value backup quarterbacks? Where's that as you put the team together? If quarterback's the most important, then where's backup? Is it more important than your right guard? Is it more important than your strong side linebacker who comes off the field, 2/3 of the time when you're in the nickel? It's an important position. So, and we've seen this team and this Shanahan-Lynch dynamic, the whole season crash and burn when the quarterback got hurt. Now, that was Jimmy. So what's a better fallback plan now than to have Jimmy himself be your backup quarterback in case something happens to Trey physically, and or Jimmy just needs to come into play. I mean, that's just the world we live in now, where people overanalyze and social media. They go crazy when things happen. But to me, that's a good problem. I don't think it's an issue at all. And then whatever's best for the team is the guy that'll play. And right now, that's not a question. I'm not saying that going into this game. Trey Lance is the guy. He's got to tighten up some things as far as accuracy of the ball placement. And as he plays more and more, hopefully he'll do that.
Voice of the Niners, Greg Papa, each and every week at 8 a.m. He's back for the season. Good luck. Have a safe flight out there. We look forward to hearing about your food exploits in Chicagoland next week. It is absolutely our honor, Mr. Papa, to have you each and every week.
I think deep dish pizza will be certainly a part of the fair. Yes. I believe heavily in Gino's East, so I think we'll hit that.
Fly safe and have a great call, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Take
care. That's the great Greg Papa. We are late for a break. We'll look at the other big NFL games, including a great